What's up, everyone? Good afternoon. I I am really confused about this weather, man. Yesterday it was freezing out here. It was raining too. It was freezing, man. Like you could see the condensation in the air. It was so cold out here. But today it's like a beautiful summer day. It's weird. Anyway, man. Um, I wanted to speak about how, for some reason, man, I seem to attract the crazies and the narcissists. Uh, their approach is always the same. These women will have different personalities, but their goals are always the same. Their genders are always the same. Even their line of questioning for me is always the same. Usually they don't ask many questions. They don't ask many questions, and the questions that they do ask, they all ask the same questions, man. I kid you not, bro. And this is something that I've been noticing for a while. Like, when they meet me for the first time, if she's attracted to me, the first thing she wants to know is if I have kids. They almost never ask me if I have a wife or a girlfriend. They completely avoid that question, man. It's almost as if that's a taboo question for them to ask, because they don't want to find out the answer to that question. They don't want to actually be in a relationship with someone and actually be happy with that person, because they already have plans for me. They already have sick, twisted plans for me. You gotta realize a lot of these people, they pick up right away that I'm someone who functions on a high frequency. And these are usually your low vibrational people. So, like I said before, when you get a person like this and put them in the same room with a person who functions at a high frequency, it becomes very noticeable very quickly. That's not something you can hide. Again, these are spiritual things, man. This is why I tell people some things doesn't need to be said. So especially with women, when a woman meets a man like this, it's usually with let me say this. It's usually the women. This is usually more common with women than it is with men. When a woman meets a man who is high vibrational and he harnesses positive energy, she already knows that this man is very powerful. His potential is almost unmatched. She picks up on things like this right away. Her plan, usually what her plan is for you, for one, she wants to put a lid on you. She wants to have you under finger and thumb. Because once that happens, she can then use you as her personal weapon to attack others who come against her. Or just use you to attack others because she is someone who's aroused by destruction. You get a lot of people like this too. They get turned on by destruction and chaos. They actually laugh at these things. They think it's funny. So they usually have those type of plans. Again, now, like I said, I've noticed that their line of questions for me are always the same. They always ask me if I have children for some reason. I used to be wondering why. I know why now they ask that question, but at one point I used to be wondering, why do they keep asking me if I have kids, bro? Because they want to steal your energy, man. They want to steal your vitality. That way, at the very least, if she has children with you, it's a good possibility that that child will function just like you. High vitality, high in spirit. And because she is that child's mother, she will have an easier time having control over that child than she would over you. It's almost guaranteed with the child. With you, she has to work her magic, literally casting spells on you. She has to keep you in the dark. She has to keep you unaware of what she's doing. She has to keep you in the dark about her plans and her scheming. That's why I always tell you, brothers, you better watch out for these women, bro. There's a lot of Jezebels out here. Nobody liked Jezebel. But they ain't had no choice but to accept her because she was the king's wife. Bro, that's how these women be coming for me. They want everyone to not have a choice but to accept her. Because she already tied herself to me. She's cementing herself in my life without even knowing me. Again, they don't care nothing about your life. They care about the energy that you carry. There's one chick that showed up. I kid you not, man. I met this one girl. She showed up. She showed up talking to me like she already knew who I was. And I guarantee she did. She didn't ask me hardly any questions, man. I even told her, I said, I think you might be mistaking me for someone else. This person who has the same first and last name as me. And she confirmed that she didn't mistake me. She knew, she actually knows that person. And she understood that me and that was not me. She knew. Like, bro, just now a lady was sitting in her car. You probably heard the car ride past. She was just sitting there staring at me. Like, bro, I said, bro, this is why I try to tell people it's important to understand yourself spiritually, bro. Because there are people out here who can read your energy, bro, and you don't know it. They're not going to tell you that they're scanning you. They're doing a spiritual scan on you. They're not going to tell you. This lady was just sitting here just now. She was looking at me hard, bro. She was sitting in her car. And I looked back at her. She pulled off. And now you might be thinking, oh, well, maybe she just thinks you're handsome. Maybe she just finds you physically attractive. That might be the case. But I'm going to tell you that usually is. When a person who doesn't know you do things like that, it's usually something else. It's something more. There's something more to it. What a coincidence. I was just sitting here talking about how these women, they plot on men spiritually. They subconsciously do. See, they usually, some of these women, they don't really know what they're fishing for. They're doing this stuff subconsciously because they weren't taught anything, bro. And then you got some of these women, they start delving into witchcraft again because they weren't taught anything. They don't know that witchcraft is not something they should be doing. They think it's something that's okay to do. You know what I'm saying? Some of these women, they think, well, as long as I'm a good witch, I'm a Wiccan, I practice white magic, I have nothing to worry about. No, that is of the devil still. Magic and sorcery was created by Lucifer, period. That ain't come from the Most High. The Most High is the divine creator. He doesn't need witchcraft. So I try to explain these differences to people as much as possible because I'm actually aware that there are people out here who just simply don't know. They don't know what they do. Like I said before, they do evil things and they will think that they're just living a normal life. You know what I'm saying? If they do nothing but good things, they're afraid of being perceived as being a sissy or a wimp. People will look at them like they're soft. Especially these men. These men definitely don't want to be perceived as soft, even though he's sleeping around with other men. He still acts like a tough guy and a gangster. These people are confused, man. These people have so many demons in them right now. That's why they have to take so many anti-anxiety meds. That's why they have to take medication for depression and stuff like that, bro. They have to try to cope with those demons that they're filled with. You think a physician is going to tell you that? Of course not. He's making his money off of you, you dummy. He's not going to tell you how to cure yourself spiritually, the natural way. He wants you to be as unnatural as possible. He's not your friend. Like I always tell people. But yeah, like I was saying before, I got distracted by that one lady. I actually met this girl, yo. She showed up and started talking to me, but I noticed she was barely asking me any questions, man. Matter of fact, she didn't seem to ask me any questions, man. She just showed up to have small talk or just fishing for some type of information, like she was waiting for me to say something. I don't know, bro. It was weird, bro. It was weird. When I try to talk to people about, man, there are a lot of things that played out in my life that people don't know about, bro. Because when I talk about these things, they think I'm joking. They think I'm playing, bro. These things be happening for real, bro. Like I already said, man, there are people out here, especially these rich and wealthy people, they know that there are people out here who descend from ancient tribes and lineages, bro. They try to keep tabs on these people. They need to know their whereabouts and their locations and stuff like that. That's why you have a social security number. They even have files on your blood type. They need to know exactly who you are, bro. They know who we are. Like I always tell people, these demons actually know who we are, bro. There are certain people that they are on the lookout for more than others. But yeah, that's something I would not forget, bro. This girl uh, didn't seem to want to know much about me for some reason. But I've never seen her before in my life. I was asking her, "Who are you? Like, what? You might be mistaking me for this other guy." She confirmed that she knew that I was not him. I didn't even have. This was on Facebook, by the way. I didn't even have a profile picture, and yet this chick knew exactly who I was. I didn't have no pictures on my page. My page was new during that time. My page was like only a few weeks old or something like that. Couple of months at best. I don't know, because I barely used it. I remember it was pretty new. Um. Anyway, man. Yeah, bro. This is like I have I had a lot of strange situations with women. You know what I'm saying? With people in general, bro. They start like, bro. It be rich and wealthy people, bro. I be trying to tell, like, bro. I don't be knowing who to talk to, man. You know what I mean? Some of these things I be scared to talk about. I could be putting my life at risk, but right now at this moment, I really don't care anymore. I'm about to start spilling the beans about everything, bro, because I'm tired of keeping my life a secret. I'm tired of keeping my life a secret, bro. Even though I'm not even intentionally hiding anything. It's just that I can't talk about these things with the average person. They don't believe me, they don't want to believe it, or sometimes they do believe it, they just get jealous. They get real jealous. Uh, I used to work at McDonald's, right? There was this family. It was a man, uh, his wife, and their daughter, right? They would come in there for lunch almost every day. They didn't come every day, they came almost every day. They'd come around the same time every day. They'd come around 11 o'clock every day. And you know what I mean? They would spend between $50 and $60 a day on McDonald's. Now, right now, spending $50 to $60 at McDonald's is very easy to do. It's nothing. Everything's so expensive right now. But back then, spending $50 or $60 on McDonald's, that was a lot of money to be spending on McDonald's, yo. The food was much cheaper back then. Way cheaper than it is right now. And she would do it, her and her family, they would do this stuff all the time. Now, their daughter, the wife and the husband, their daughter had burns on half of her face was severely scarred and burned. But she was a beautiful girl. She was pretty. She had a nice figure and everything. This girl had a perfect body. Perfect looks. Like, bro, like if she didn't have that burn on her face, this girl would be 10 out of 10. Seriously. But anyway, they would speak to me every now and then because I usually would be the one who would prep their lunch for them. They like where I prep their lunch for them specifically because I made sure they got everything hot and fresh whenever they came in there. You know what I mean? When somebody, you know what I mean? When people are spending money like that on food, man, they deserve to get their money's worth. And that's what I used to do. I used to make sure, you know what I mean, they were taken care of. And every now and then they'd speak to me. They would have small talk with me. Ask me how my day was, stuff like that, bro. Right? but I never really got in their business like that. I never asked the girl what happened to her face. I don't remember this girl's name. She told me her name one time. I don't remember. I think it was Keisha. I think her name was Lakeisha, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really remember. This was a long time ago. I never asked her, like, yo, what happened? You know, I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable, so I just avoided that question. I would never ask her what happened to her face. Um, so, like I said, I would see them all the time, man. They were always happy to see me. You know what I mean? I was always happy to see them too. I thought they were good people. So one day they came in there around 11 o'clock like they always do. They ordered their lunch. They sat down at the table, right? Only this time was different. This girl, the daughter with the burns on her face, she decided when she sat down, she started digging inside of her purse and she pulled out a camcorder and she turned it on and she pointed it directly at me. I jumped and hid. I like hid around a corner where she couldn't see me. And my boss, he was like right across from me. He was like around the corner where I was too. He was like directly in front of me. We were like face to face with each other. And I'm like, yo, I said, Chuck, do you see that? Like, did you see that just now? He was like, yeah, man. He was like, congratulations. I said, what? He was like, yo, he said, you just hit the jackpot. I said, Chuck, what the hell are you talking about, man? Like, this girl, like, this is creepy what this girl is doing right now. What are you talking about? He was like, trust me, bro. You just hit the jackpot. For her to be doing that, that girl must like you. She likes you, bro. You hit the jackpot. And I'm like, Chuck, what the hell are you talking about, bro? And he was like, you don't know, do you? I said, no way. He said, that girl's rich, man. That girl's a millionaire, bro. I'm like, man, stop playing me, bro. I'm like, you're joking, right? And he was like, no. Because I assumed that this girl and her parents, they just had good jobs. They probably work at a law firm or something. They were always well dressed. You know what I mean? They would wear like business suits and stuff like the husband would anyway. And the women, they would wear like, you know what I mean? They would dress casually. They would dress up like churchgoers, basically. Um, I mean, I just thought they just had good jobs. He was like, no, this girl's a millionaire, bro. The girl is rich. Not the parents, the young girl with the burns on her face, she's rich. And he said, why do you think they spend so much money on this stuff every day the way they do? He was like, she's rich, bro. She's a millionaire. And then he told me she had a lawsuit. She had some type of lawsuit. She was caught in some type of fire. And that was how her face got burnt. And she actually won the case. She got like millions of dollars out of that case. So that he said the girl's filthy rich. Well, back then, during that time, that was considered rich. Like a millionaire, that's like nothing right now. That's like almost middle class right now. It's nothing, you know what I mean? Nobody really considers a millionaire rich anymore, but back then, that was rich. Um, so when he told me that, I couldn't believe it. I'm working at McDonald's, like this girl's crushing on me. Of all people, like bro, I could barely pay my bills. I didn't have nothing, man. Like maybe he was like, yeah, that girl, she gonna take care of you, bro. He started joking around and stuff, and I'm like, man, Chuck, you need to shut up, man. Like, this girl might have something else wrong with her for her to be pointing that camera at me like that, man. I'm a little bit concerned, bro. I don't care how much money she have. That was weird. Anyway, so I stayed I stayed hidden for a while until she put that camera away. And she eventually, her parents, they eventually left. They went home, I guess. And I'm like, good. I continued to work. I went back to doing my job. I got off work later that day, and I went home. This is when my brothers lived with me. I was telling my brothers what had just happened. And like I said, when things like this play out, naturally people are not going to believe you. They're going to think that you might be hallucinating or you're just making things up. Like I said, back then, this was back, this is back in my hippie days. I used to smoke weed every day. I used, you know what I mean? Me and my brothers. And, but I assured them like, yo, cause I never smoked weed at work. I never smoked weed before work, and I never smoked weed during work. I was always careful about doing that. Like, I will always wait until I'm at home, I'm relaxing, I know I ain't got nothing to worry about. I can just sit back and chill. You know what I'm saying? That was how I used to do it. And I didn't drink or do any other drugs, so, you know what I mean? So I assured them, like, man, I don't know why she did that. It was weird, bro. I told them what happened, and they were laughing and stuff. They kind of didn't believe me. Yo, I kid you not, man. Yo, as I'm telling them this story, right? All of a sudden, the girl, she came walking, because our house was on the corner. Right, our house was directly on the corner. She came walking from around the corner and right past our front porch, looking at me. And she had a dog with her. And I looked at my brother. I looked at my brothers and I said, y'all, that's her right there. And they looked, and all three of us, we're looking at this chick, and she's looking at us. It got quiet. Nobody said a word. None of us said nothing. And then she just walked off. She just walked away with her dog like nothing happened. And we were speechless, bro. Me and my brothers, we were all speechless. Because I was just telling them that this girl pointed a camera at me while I was working, and now we find out that she even knows where I live. Yo, listen, man. Because some of you people, some of you men, y'all don't mind being someone's boy toy if she's rich. Me, I'm immediately concerned, bro, because this girl probably had pictures of me all over her wall. She probably got like thousands of pictures of me that I didn't know she had, bro. Like, listen, man, my boss Chuck, I started wondering if he told her where I lived. Maybe she paid him to give him my address. Give her my address. Maybe she paid him to, I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Chuck might do something like that. I always wondered, how did she get my address, man? Did she follow me home? Did she pay somebody? I started wondering, man, like, yo, if this girl gets heartbroken by me, if we were in a relationship and she's paying my bills, she's buying my clothes and stuff like that. She buys me a car. She's basically taking care of me, right? If we fall out for whatever reason, what do you think that girl's going to do? You think we're just going to have a normal breakup? I don't think so. For her to be sitting there pointing a camcorder at me while I'm working, this girl has some deep emotional issues. This is not someone you can just break up with and go on with your life. And she going with hers. She's already come off as someone who's obsessive and compulsive. But yeah, this is one of those stories, like I said already, this is one of those stories that I cannot really speak about with people because they think I'm making it up. You know, those things don't normally happen. But like I always tell people, whatever type of thing it is that doesn't normally happen to you or anyone else, it probably happened to me before. For some reason, my life story has been almost like a fairy tale, man. These things that be happening to me, they shouldn't be. Even I know they shouldn't happen, but they do. Like I said before, when Chuck told me that that girl was rich, I thought he was joking. But at the same time, that explained why she was spending so much money on that crap every day. You didn't meet many people who spend money like that on McDonald's back then, bro. I didn't know too many people who would spend $50 to $60 a day on McDonald's. Personally, I didn't know anyone who used to spend money like that on McDonald's. Not every day. Once in a blue, maybe, but not every day, bro. This girl was doing this stuff every day. Almost every day. And this was a nice looking girl. She was beautiful. She just had a big, nasty scar on her face. On the left side of her face. She wasn't ugly at all. They seemed like nice people, bro. But, you know, people with money, they tend to feel privileged, bro. They could just flaunt their money wherever they go and they have whatever all the things that they want. They can buy you. They can buy you if they want. And see, that's how she made me feel when she pointed that camcorder at me. She made me feel like that her plan, she wanted to buy me like I was one of, like I'm a toy or something. She looked at me like a toy. Like I'm not even a person, man. See, me personally, I don't appreciate things like that. You know what I mean? You're gonna respect my person, bro. If you can't do that, then just stay away from me. We don't need to be around each other, man. I don't care how much money you have. Anyway, man, y'all be safe, yo. Know who you are. Respect yourself, man. Don't let money turn you into an object. Don't let money turn you into a person that you're not either. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing a lot of these rich and wealthy people, they go out and start having these operations and surgeries. They hate themselves, bro. Like I said before, a large part of them is missing. So they end up buying expensive houses, expensive cars, and then they'll go get nose surgery. They'll go and get liposuction. These people actually do. They try to fill that void, bro. That part of them that's missing. They would even treat other people as objects. that girl who had the burn on her face, that probably severely weakened her self-esteem. And the only way, you know what I mean, the only way she could fill that void was with her money. Her money was the only thing that was keeping her going. Like I said, she even knew where I lived. She showed up at my house, bro, like it was nothing. She didn't care. She didn't care how uncomfortable it made me feel. When she pointed that camcorder at me, she didn't care how comfortable it made me feel for her to just show up at my house like that, and I never gave her my address. She didn't care about none of that. She was fully confident that her money was going to replace my emotions about how I feel about anything, just like how it did with her. I gotta tell you people, money really is the root of all evil. It'll snatch your soul right out of you and you'll never get it back. It's going forever. I wish peace and many blessings unto you. Be vigilant, be aware, love yourself, love thy neighbor, and most importantly, love the Most High. You have to love unconditionally. If your love knows no bounds, no limits, in the name of the Most High, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You wouldn't feel in emptiness. There would never be a large part of you missing, because you know that part of you that you thought was missing, you find out it has been there the whole time. You just didn't know it. So anyway, I'm out of here. I love you, and I hope you have a great day. Stay beautiful, stay blessed. Peace.